Welcome to News West 9's West Texas View with Johnny Lou Avery.
Welcome to the West Texas View. I'm Johnny Lou Avery, and I am so pleased to start a series today that will go on for several months about the shared spaces concept. Midland has just opened this wonderful building out at the Claydesta Plaza that has a number of helping agencies, nonprofits, within the confines of shared space. And it's such a great concept and is being copied all over everywhere. And so I knew that our communities in our West Texas Permian Basin area would be interested in this. And also many of you use these client agencies that are there. And today I am starting this series with Mark Palmer, who is the Director of Special Projects for Abell Hangar that helped get this project off the ground. And we're going to talk about the involvement of Abell Hangar and this whole concept today. And then over the next few weeks, you're going to be meeting some of the agencies that are housed in the shared spaces, and also you're going to be meeting the administrators that keep the whole thing operating. So it is a real pleasure to have you on the program, Mark. And before we start, I want you to tell a little bit about yourself and how you came to be in this position.
Well, thank you, Johnny Lou, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here and tell our story. My wife and I moved here about 23 years ago. I was a classroom teacher in Houston, and we came out here just to relocate and be in a place where family was close, and over the years became more and more involved with the community. For about 7 years I was with the Nonprofit Management Center and worked with nonprofits and consulted and did strategic planning and training and all of those kinds of things. And then this idea came about for shared spaces, and Abell Hangar said, we think we might be interested in pursuing that. Why don't you come on over and get that started for us? So that's what I've been doing for the last 3 years. And I also have 2 boys, one who's graduating this year and headed to Texas Christian, and one who is an 8th grader at Goddard. So we have deep roots here. I was going to say, so you have a real vested interest in this community, and that's important. It's important that you got such a good background from not only from the school standpoint, but from working with nonprofits before, because you have a feel of what they need, and you have a feel of some of the problems and the obstacles that they confront. So just to get us started, give us a sense of what the Midland Shared Spaces concept is all about. You bet. Basically, the shared spaces concept is about more than one nonprofit sharing space under one common roof. And so what we see around the country is variations on that theme of all different types. But the benefit is in creating economic efficiencies. So if, for example, in our case, we charge $8 a square foot in rent. We recently had a visitor in the building who manages multiple properties, and our executive director asked the question, what's the going rate right now at most of your properties? And the answer came back between $28 and $29 a square foot. So we know we're creating significant value for nonprofits. Beyond that, there are some shared services that create value. We have 2 printers, copiers, one on each floor. All of our folks are networked to those copiers, so they get to share in the value of, rather than buying one tool each for all of their offices, now they have something that is probably a little higher quality than they could have afforded before, because they share that and they get the efficiency of having those resources.
And shared spaces, even in the way of meeting rooms. You've got meeting rooms that don't have to sit vacant like it would if every one of those had their own meeting rooms in their own little office suites. And you've got a common lobby area and even common break room area.
That's exactly right. When we met with all of the nonprofits and we talked with them about how they would like to configure their space and how much furniture they needed, what particular types of furniture they needed, one of the things that we said was, really, we want everybody to share as much common space as possible, so we didn't do any work rooms in individual offices. We didn't do any break rooms in individual offices, and only with one exception, because it was really well validated, did we do a conference room. So the idea is to keep pushing everybody out into those shared spaces so they,
again, for economic benefits, but also to keep those spaces from going unused for long periods of time.
Yeah, and as we dug deeper into this, we found out that the greatest benefit of being in a shared space is collaboration.
Oh, yes.
And so as these people are rubbing shoulders with one another and they go to a common break room to get a refill on their coffee.
Or the mail room.
Or the mail room. Or as they're coming and going from the building every morning or at lunch. It may occur to them, and we hope it does, because we've been very deliberate about trying to make sure they keep running into each other. If they have a challenge with fundraising or a challenge with human resources, that they begin to rely on their peers.
And even use one's services to help their clients.
Absolutely.
And vice versa, so that they really are synergistically helping the whole concept of helping agencies in the Midland, Odessa, West Texas area. Because many of your shared spaces serve people in the whole Permian Basin area. It's not just Midland or Midland, Odessa, but it's people that come in from Seminole or Crane or somewhere else.
That's very true. Any nonprofit that provides, as a part of their service, that provides services in Midland County is welcome to be a part of Midland Shared Spaces. And of course, there's always the opportunity for any nonprofit in the area to use our facilities as well.
One of the things that we're going to talk about when we come back is what steps it took to get involved. But we've got to take a break right now. We'll be back in just a minute and continue this conversation with Mark Palmer.
Stay tuned. West Texas View will be right back.